Hello, good morning. My name is Ann Carollo and I'm the owner of Gulf Coast Dance Center, and I'm here today to teach you a foot progression. So a foot progression is how dancers' feet leave the ground and join the ground. So in ballet, we come off the ground through the toes and we join back on. In your everyday life, typically, you walk heel toe. So the very first thing that we do at the bar to warm up your feet, to find the intrinsic muscles at the bottom of the feet, but also to start to create that muscle memory of how we move as dancers. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with your feet in parallel. Parallel, it has the two straight lines. We actually call this sixth position in ballet. And you're gonna just rest your arms here. You're not gonna put a lot of pressure in the bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you the first part. We lift the heel, we point the toe, we put the toe back down and lower the heel, okay? We would do that on the left. So we go, this is called demi-pointe or half point. You're just in the ball of your foot. When you lift the foot, we're gonna point our foot. What a lot of people don't realize is what that means is you need to pull the bottom of your foot under, your toes under, and feel the muscles underneath, and place it down and lower. So we're gonna do that 4 times, and it looks something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we would do it one more set of 8. Next part of the combination is pressing. We're gonna do 8 presses. We press forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What this is doing for us is getting the mobility in the joint of our toes. So it's like when you go to crack your knuckles, basically, we're doing that with our toes. So when we move our foot progression here, a lot of times we're used to standing in our heels. So this would create this effect where there's not really a resistance, especially when we get here. We're just kind of lifting. So I want you to think that you're basically a downhill skier and you're leaning into the front of your legs, and now I feel a lot of pressure in my toes. Now I'm gonna get more resistance and more stretch through my feet where I don't actually feel like I'm just lifting my heel. And I actually go down and there's barely any weight in my heel. So then when I get to the final product where my knees go forward, I lift the heels and I grow. I'm already telling my body to be at the front of my legs. And then I would take my balance and then come down. And the same thing is gonna happen in first. And I might move side to side a little bit, but I stay forward. The last piece of the puzzle is to go plie, which means to bend. And I'm gonna go sideways. So we don't wanna go backwards. We wanna take our knees over our toes. We're gonna lift the heels, and then we're gonna grow nice and tall, okay? At this point, the reason why we are starting in a parallel position is at the top, we wanna keep our ankles really strong and straight. So we don't wanna sickle out, or if we have too much space, we would call it winging, where our heels are pulled together. So with these shoes, you can see a straight line is going down my shin and into my foot. And then we're gonna take and test a balance. We would come down, you're gonna rock into your heels. This way we're accessing the actual strength, not just a turnout. And we're gonna open our feet to first position. The reason why we do that is we don't wanna go 1, 1 and over turnout, especially if we're new to ballet. But even if you're not new to ballet, as a professional, I would rock into my heels, access my turnout, and put my feet down. Okay, we're gonna repeat the whole thing. We go demi-pointe, pull the toes under to full point, demi-pointe, lower, demi, full point, demi-pointe, lower, and then we do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next part is pressing. We have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last but not least is to take the plie, or to bend, knees aiming for out over the toes. You're going to lift the heels. This is a forced arch. You're forcing more stretch into those toes, and you're gonna grow nice and tall. Again, your ankles are trying to stay straight. So if I turn sideways to you, when we're in the first position, we don't want our ankles rocking back, and we don't want them pushing forward. We wanna be nice and strong and straight for the most stable position and the safety of our ankles. And then we're gonna take a balance, and we can come out and finish. So that's the combination, and I'm gonna go ahead and put on the music, and we're gonna try it full through from beginning to end with music at correct tempo. Feet are nice and parallel, standing nice and tall, and we have lift the heel, pull the toes under, place it down, and lower. And lift, pull the toes, and place it. Here's the proper terms. We have demi-pointe, full point, demi, and down, and demi, and point, and demi. Now our toes are glued. So we have heel and 2. We have 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a bend, plie, the knees are forward, lift, grow nice and tall, squeeze again the heels together, test, 6, come down 7, turn out 8. We have right foot, demi, and place it, and down. Again, lift the heels as high as you can, stretching the toes, and place it down. Think of how you would leave the floor in a jump. Push and place, down again, left and point and demi. Toes are glued. We're pressing into the ball of the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Take the plie, lift, push the floor away. Again, think of stable ankles. Zip up the belly button and take your balance. And then we finish and down. It's really, really important to start the muscle memory and the proper placement of our feet and bones for balancing later at the bar. So right now we take a foot progression through the most neutral position, which is in parallel. Why? Because we can see what our ankles are doing. So as a teacher, I can see if the ankles are rotating out, and you as a student can also see your feet. Or if we're squished too close together, we're trying to stack our bones. So then when we move to a little bit more complicated one, our bones are stacked, or we go even more complicated and we go to a single foot. To see a little bit better, we have the 5 metatarsals in our feet. Flat, we have 5 toes on the ground. When we rise up though, we don't want to have 5 toes on the ground. If we did, that's what it would look like. That's the 5 metatarsals touching. We're gonna actually be on the first 3 metatarsals. So then if I go sideways, as you can see, there is a gap under my pinky toe. If it closes, that means I'm destabilized, and I wanna pull up to the first 3 toes, which again, creates a nice strong placement. So foot progressions, again, how our foot leaves and joins the floor in ballet is super important, not only for the novice, but all the way through the pro. Reason being, it is the very first combination we do when we take the bar before even doing our plies. It is starting to warm up the intrinsic muscles and getting our feet moving. So no matter, again, if you're a beginner, this is amazing. It's gonna really help you find your muscle memory and placement in your foot. So as you progress through your ballet classes, through your levels, your stability in your turns, how you leave the floor to jump, to come back onto the floor, all of those things literally stem from the start of a foot progression. I hope I made ballet a little bit more approachable. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe and follow us for more upcoming content that I'm excited to create. And if you have a thought or you have a question even, I would love, love, love questions and would love to answer and help you out. Or if you have any ideas of future videos that you would like to see or a step broken down, go ahead and comment below. And remember, trust the process and enjoy your journey.